So now what we need to do is that we need to make a request and get data from the API. So the first step, in order to make a request, we need to say here import, and then we need to import the requests. And here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the requests. I'm going to here say requests dot get, and then this should take a URL, and I'm going to get the URL shortly, and I'm going to store this in a variable called response. So the response is going to be equal to requests.get. So we need to head on over to the service to get the URL. So in the service, you need to log into to this service, newsapi.org, and then you need to get the URL. So the URL that I'm going to be using is going to be this one. Let me show you that. Let me here scroll. It's going to be this one, but I'm going to modify it. So I'm going to copy it first, and then I'm going to paste it in my project. Here in the URL, I'm going to paste it in this get function. And first of all, we need to check the structure. So the structure is going to be newsapi.org/v2 /top headlines, and then question mark, and then the country. So the country is going to be US, and then and category. So the category can be anything. Let's say business. It can be anything. It can be sports, for example. And then and then API key, and then your API key. This is your API key. So make sure that the URL is correct. Second, what we want to do is that we want to access the articles, because this URL is going to return articles. If you check the documentation here, you'll find that the URL is going to return this articles array. And inside this articles array, we have objects. As you can see, we have object 1, and then a second object, and we can access these objects. But before I do that, we need to convert this to JSON. So I'm going to say response.json, and then I'm going to store this in a variable called JSON. I'm going to say JSON response. And then we can access the articles. So I'm going to say here JSON response, and then I'm going to access the articles. And then I'm going to store it in a variable called articles. So articles is going to be equal to JSON response articles. And why did I say here articles? The reason again is because here we have an array called articles. So I accessed this key articles. Here I accessed this key articles, and I stored it in a variable called articles. So this articles, you need to understand that this articles is going to be an array. This is an array.